Anywhere you wanna go, I will go.
Yeah, guys, I'm on my way to a fish hatchery in Spearfish, South Dakota. I'm about to pull in right now and check out this property here. They have a bike park in here too. You can ride your bicycle, park it over there, or you can rent a bike. Either way. Yes, I'm pulling up to DC booth, Historic National Fish Hatchery. Just pulled in. To get on the property, there's a bridge to cross. Short bridge, nice view. Oh wow. There's a lot of fish in the water. I just don't know all the names. These are what, trout? Can you guys see? Ooh. The building in front of me is where you locate the information center, the restrooms, and also the gift shop. Look at those trouts, yeah, they're big as hell. Damn. It's like a big aquarium. Walking downstairs, you get a better view of the fish.
These are big fish, Mom. Mom, look how big these fish are. Mom. I wish I could touch them.
Oh, look at the ducks. Oh, look, Windsor's baby right there. Look, Windsor's right there.
Wow.
Windsor's
Say hi. Where?
right there.
Mama, I see tiny. Look, it's your turn. Oh, it's mine. Look at you, Mom. Fish.
Down here they have elevator. It's elevators to go upstairs. If you're in a wheelchair, you can't walk the stairs. They have the elevator right there. They got all these things right here that's going on in South Dakota. And I'm talking a whole lot of stuff. You got beer country, you got reptile gardens, you got dinosaur park. It's a whole lot. Mount Rushmore. Yeah, there's a lot of places to go in South Dakota. Crazy Horse is one of them. I want to go check it out. I've been thinking about going. It's a mountain they're carving for the natives, and it's still under construction. So I might go check it out before I leave this place. Rainbow trout, all that. Oh wow, what are these plums? Yeah, it feel right. I'm gonna snatch one. Or two. You know I gotta get some plums from this tree. Come on now. This. This is a beautiful place. Everything seems so peaceful. No noise, so quiet. I just feel these plums. I'm gonna try me one. It says Ice House. I'll walk in there and see what's up. I'm about to meet up with Linda. She's a volunteer here. I know it's a hatchery, but what goes on in here? Like, you guys hatch the fish and release them in the wild or something?
Yes, that's exactly what we do. The hatchery, the DC Booth Hatchery, no longer hatches from eggs. We usually get fish in that are fingerling, which is 3 inches in size, and that's what would have been on board this train car when we were transporting fish. All the fish cars were out of service and then later destroyed by 1947. The last 4 cars were made out of metal, and they needed that metal to rebuild after World War II. So this is a replica of fish car number 3. It's built on a baggage base, 60 feet long. Regular fish cars were 80 feet long. So we've had to reduce in size, or the length of the bunks. There's 2 there and 2 here, and 1 up in the office of the captain, which you can film later. And the kitchen, which is down the far end of the train, would have had room for a table, but that room has been removed because there's just a few shorter feet on the baggage car base. There's a half bathroom there. There would have been 5 men on this train. A captain who was in charge of the scheduling and of the towns where we would either pick up or drop off fish, and the cook, which is an obvious job, and then 3 men called messengers, and they would be responsible for caring for the fish on board this train and then distributing them to the lakes and ponds on federal lands, so military bases and tribal reservations. That was the job of the fish cars.
That's very interesting.
Thank you. We're glad that you've come today.
Of course. Oh, and this is for the ice, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They would take the ice, they would cut it on the lakes and ponds, it says here. They would cut the blocks of ice from the lakes and ponds. They would store it in the building next door, and this is the tongs that they would need to just haul them, literally haul them on the other thick ice until they could get it into a wagon and then put it in the ice house. In between, the blocks of ice would either be straw or burlap or something to separate it, so it wouldn't end up being one big cake of ice.
Traveling so far with the ice and the hot sun, how do they preserve it to stay cold?
In there.
Oh, it's all
It would be metal.
Metal,
It would be
okay.
metal lined or lead lined in the early years, but metal, steel.
Okay. We got an old school typewriter here. Oh man. But I like it. It's all wooden here.
This car was purchased, it was really quite a wreck, fallen apart, purchased from the Central Railroad of New Jersey as a baggage car, so 60 feet long. But when it was purchased, it was done in 1994, and it
Yes.
took several years for it to be refurbished by a lot of volunteers and a lot of sweat and a lot of love to make it look like this. I
This is
have
very
a
nice.
picture here I can show you what it
Sure.
looked like if you're putting all that together. So this is what it looked like on the outside, and this is what it looked like on the inside.
Nice job in here. Everything is like, it's still saying back in the days, but it's so clean.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Exactly. There's a lot of good woodwork. We had one man in not too long ago that said he was the one guy that had this specialized tool that could make something around with these cabinets or I'm not sure. He didn't really explain it to me very deeply, but anyway.
It's really nice though.
Yeah. And these lights
Yeah.
that you can see were the latest addition for the replica here. There are 273 parts per light, and there are 5 lights.
That's a lot of parts right
That's
there.
a lot of parts. Yep. The inner workings, and I can show you another picture of what that would have looked like. This is fish car number 3, and these are the lights.
I can't even tell the difference really. They did a real nice job, guys. Look at this. Got a little steamer right there.
Yeah, you can see the fish. Awesome.
So got here, got information. Also got me some fruit. It's a nice property. So this house been here for 100+ years.
Hi, Andre. I'm Ginger.
Hi, Ginger.
I am originally from Virginia, so if I say y'all, you'll know it's okay, all right?
Yeah.
Well, again, welcome to the booth house. We will go in the front door here. It's going to take us into what they called the reception hall.
Right.
So come on in.
So guys, this is the reception hall in the booth house.
This is the original front door,
Yes.
and it's made with oak and aspen. And I think the hardware is just as pretty as the door. We'll tell you that the house was built in 1905 for Mr. Booth and his family to live in while he worked here. All right? It was not his to keep. He actually paid rent and he paid the utility bill. But when it was built, he was the very first superintendent that we have. And that's why we called it the Booth House.
Right.
Actually, the government built the house. In 1906, they completed it. But prior to that, they moved in because the winter had been bad. And the house already had water. It had electricity. It also had steam heat and indoor plumbing. So
Nice.
that was something that no one else in this area had.
Okay.
In 1905, those were amenities that were just not heard of. But when the government did it, they were trying to think ahead of the families that would live in this and live in this. And it was still 1983 that we have families living in here because they were superintendents that kept taking care of things here. And again, they move in, they move out. The furniture that's here is to the best of our ability to recreate the atmosphere that the Booths would have lived in. They took their furniture with them. So
Mhm.
this is not their furniture.
Mhm.
It's just these have been gifts for the most part.
Mhm.
Or they have been acquired through generous donations to get a specific piece for us to hang. So the floors are the original oak floors. The only place that they had to be replaced was upstairs in the bathroom because of all the water use, okay? These are pieces that actually belong to the Booth family, and they've loaned them to us. And that is a picture of Mr. Booth, Catherine in that wedding dress, her new husband, Mr. Mueller, and her mother, Ruby. Now, not only that, but for the most part, the house stayed just as the drawings were done. Except here, we had French doors. Can you see that little hole in the...
Yeah.
And under the carpet here is the latch. So the French doors could be closed. They have beautiful pocket doors over here, and they could be closed. Gave them an excellent room for her to give her piano lessons. Mrs. Booth was an avid pianist.
That is a nice piano over there.
That piano is called a coffin piano.
Oh, wow.
And that's because of the shape and the size. And it only has 85 instead of 88 keys. Because the gentleman that was building it was from New York, it was considered rude for a lady to stretch. So the top 3 treble keys,
Right.
he said, no one ever uses those anyway. I'm just going to leave them off. So he left them off. And so that's why it only has 85 keys. But that's how he built all of his coffin pianos. That's what it's called.
It's crazy because I've never seen a piano like this before.
So now we're going to go in the dining room.
It's a nice family table here.
Yes, this is the dining room, largest room in the house. Mr. Booth was adamant about his entire family sitting down at night, eating together and talking about whatever had gone on in their lives. And that was great because sometimes they'd have company. Calvin Coolidge ate here a couple of times. Now, you know, he was a hunter and a fisherman. So it's hard to tell whether they talked politics or whether they talked about fishing. But he must have liked the food because he came back a couple of times. The fireplace and this little cupboard were not part of the original house. They were added after a small flue fire. They took the whole wall down and put the fireplace in. And that was in 28. Now we'll go in the kitchen. This is the original sink, cast iron. It'll be here when the house falls down, I'm sure. We did have to replace the faucets and things, but the sink itself is original. The glass that looks out on Ruby's garden has a little bit of a wave, and that's because they had to make a mold and pour. What happened here is they pour it in the mold, but if it's not 100% dry, you can get little waves, or you could even see a bubble in it. And that was only because the total drying period had not come to be. So we enjoy the nice big window. It looks out on Ruby's garden.
It's beautiful out there too.
Yes, you'll have to go back there and look. We love the flowers and things. She was an avid person for flowers. And so that's why we're very blessed that the Master Gardeners have adopted it as a community service, and they come every week and help us maintain and plant the proper flowers.
Nice.
The stove here is a replica of the coal burning stove that she would have had. And you can see the difference in the different sizes of the coal in the shovel there. And you could adjust the temperature by how much fuel you add it to the stove, make it hotter, or pull some back and make it cooler.
That is very interesting. I've seen these before. They have some that you can open, put the coal inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the little alcove that's here would have taken you to the cellar. We don't go down there now because there are no handrails.
Yes.
But in 1905, they did not have cement floors. They were all earth. Mr. Booth wanted it to be cemented.
Okay.
And so cemented it was because he did it himself. They say his initials and the date are in the corner of the cement. These are pictures of the family, Mr. Booth, and then the first lady here is Catherine. Then we have Ruby, his wife, and the one with the curls there is Edward, his son. Now, Catherine graduated from Michigan State and became a renowned mathematician. And Edward, not to be outdone, graduated from the West Point and went on and joined the Army Air Corps and became a pilot. I have a replica of what I believe would have been her ice box. So what they would have done is they would have put a nice chunk of the ice from down at the ice house in here, closed it up. Then that would have made cool air following all the way down to the bottom of the refrigeration pipe.
So this is a refrigerator.
Except we call it an ice box.
Okay.
And that's because ice is what kept it cool.
Right.
That's the only thing that kept it cool, okay? So I was going to say that stayed cool. Then, as the ice melted, look, it would have drained into this little enamel pan. We would have then just poured the water out, and it probably would have gone out onto her garden that she always kept here at the back door.
That is interesting right there.
So this is a picture of one of their return trips from Yellowstone Lake. So it took them 8 days to come home. And they had gone out there and gathered fish eggs and fish that could be milked so that we could have trout here in South Dakota. There were no trout. But through his efforts with the hatchery, we do have trout, and he had other fish that he cared for and took care of here also.
This is like educational because, as I say, this is the National Fish Hatchery over in South Dakota. It's pretty old.
This end is a sewing room. Used to make all their own clothes.
The rooms are so small.
And that's the only room that has an armoire in it. The rest of them had. And they had their own bathroom full. In 1905, that was rarity. Flush toilet, central heating, running water. This was Edward's room. Edward was their son. And this led to the attic. And Mr. Booth had a office and his library up there. From here over there and all the way back to the wall are closets, unusual for a house this size.
From here to over here.
To over here and all the way back to the wall.
That is a big closet.
Yeah. Well, there's several closets there, but most houses this age did not have closets. It took up too much space. And this is their daughter's, Caroline's room.
And I can see on the bed over there, they got ropes, like to
Yeah, well,
hold them.
that's just it's a period piece.
Okay. And this is all up upstairs then.
Yeah, well, except the attic.
One thing I did pass around here though, I did pass a vinyl player over here. And that is like way back. It's pretty nice. Those are very expensive now. So down there they got small fish. They got a gift shop over here too. Let's go check it out.
Yeah. Hello, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good. What you filming for?
Let's explore.
So our hatchery's gonna go on your site?
Yes,
Fantastic. Good. Get the word out there to more people.
of course.
It's not that easy, because like we're on the way out, I bought a couple t-shirts. They can go trout instead.
Oh, they prefer that?
No.
So there you got it. This is the hatchery over in South Dakota.